everything.
Bumping and banging.
Big Boys
Big
Neighborhood.
Boy.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen. We got Tony Rock up in here.
Yeah.
First off, I got to say, man, you know I don't like interviewing people that's funnier than me. So,
So tone it down.
I'll tone it down, son. I'll tone it down.
No, the interview's over. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to come in and just tell you, you know what I'm saying? How you been, brother?
I'm good, man.
You work hard, though, Jack.
I have to. I
Yeah,
have to
man.
work hard.
You be like,
Yeah.
man, let me pick up this check. Let me pick up
Yes,
this check.
yes. Leaving no money on the table.
I heard that, brother, because you can't go back and get it.
Exactly.
I know that very. Do you have
Exactly.
kids, Tony?
I do not.
Ah, I
My
heard
pull-out
that.
game is vicious.
Yeah, man. Yeah, mine used to be too. And then
It's like riding a bull. I'm like, time.
Yeah. Then I met one I just had to leave it in. You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, but you know what? I gotta live through you.
Okay.
I gotta live. Do you have nieces and nephews?
I
though?
have several nieces and nephews.
Yeah,
I'm,
so
I'm
look-
Uncle Christmas. I'm the uncle that shows up and
There
I
you
gotta
go.
let them eat what they not supposed to eat.
Yeah, man.
I let them play with what they're not supposed to play with.
That used to be
Whatever
my
mommy
role.
and daddy doesn't want you to have for
Like,
Christmas. boom.
yeah, of
I
course
love
you
it.
can have a now later sandwich.
Yes.
What are you talking about? Of course you can eat that, man.
Yeah, you can have caffeine for the first time.
Yeah. You got to be good uncle though.
A spoon, a jar jelly, and a Mountain Dew. Go sit down.
There you
Yeah,
go.
go sit down and go climb the walls. You know what I'm saying?
walls.
Then release them back to your family. Like,
Yeah.
go ahead now. Now, what about dating in Hollywood, man? Just with the name Tony Rock, bro.
98% of the women in Los Angeles are undateable. 99% are smashable.
Whoa. Okay, so what's the difference
That's
between
the Tony Rock
98
theory.
being undateable, but 99?
Visually,
Right.
99% could get it.
What
Right.
makes you
Visually.
undateable?
Undateable, no goals, no, not your own person, not independent, not intelligent, not very many things. Very
Man,
many.
that's the women I was trying to find.
Enterprising,
That sounds like a good catch right there.
enterprising. Your own thing. Got some stuff going.
You never
for
just went out looking for a woman with like low self-esteem and all that?
It gets. It's not.
See, I was 500 pounds, man, at one point. You know what I'm saying, Tony? So my thing was all I needed was like a little heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? Be like, man, but it's got to be.
That was the old big boy though.
Yeah. Now this new one,
Yeah.
still a mess. You know what I'm saying? It's still a mess. But we got to talk about the new show that you're on right now,
Yes.
man, called Man Wife. First off, I had to find out Bounce TV. You know what I'm saying? For
Right,
those,
right.
we got to make sure that we steer people over there
Yes,
and let them
yes.
know that there is a network that's for us, by us. No,
Yes.
I'm just playing.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes.
But really though, now what is Man and Wife?
Man and Wife is the new sitcom starring David and Tamela Mann. David and Tamela. First of all, I've never seen.
And they're really married.
They're really married, real life, 20 plus years. I've
That's
never
good,
seen
man.
a couple that spent that much time around each other that seems to be still happy.
Still love.
I like
yeah,
that.
they come to the set together. They share a trailer. They rehearse together. They leave together. They have a reality TV show together.
Damn.
They go on tour and do the gospel tour together. I'm like, they must be
You know what I mean?
arguing behind the closed doors.
Yeah, either arguing and a whole lot of Lord too, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
A lot of
It's
God.
It's a whole lot of Lord in that,
Yeah.
bro.
But they play a married couple. They play like a Brady Bunch type couple.
Right.
Mixed family. David plays a detective. I play his new partner in Atlanta, Michael Hobbs.
So you the law, huh?
Yeah, I'm the law. But
There
I pretty
you
much
go,
play.
man.
I play myself pretty much. I
Okay.
play the single.
So just if Tony was a
If
cop,
Tony was a cop,
this
yeah.
would be you.
I'm single. I'm playing the field in Atlanta, and he's like straight guy. And
You coming to the scene with no script, like man, I got this. Just tell me where I got to stand at. I'm
casting his own
yeah,
chick for the
like yeah, I'm good to go, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's cast her as my date for the show, man.
I'm like, I could give you a ticket, but
Right.
we could talk about this, you know.
Before comedy, before you get
The-
that
the-
comedy
bef-
bug,
before
was there
comedy-
anything before comedy?
Before comedy, there was no earth, and then God said, "Let there be light," and then there was comedy. There was
Really, though?
nothing before comedy.
Before for you, there was nothing.
There was a skinny little kid riding his bike up and down the street. Before
So
comedy.
did you always know that it was going to be some kind of entertainment, like comedy? Like you knew you were going to be an entertainer?
No, it was comedy. It was just comedy, and then comedy opened the doors for everything else.
Damn.
But I came in thinking I just want to be a stand-up comic. Even my agents, when I first started out, coming to LA for interviews and pilot season, my agents would say, "Don't tell people that. Like you're telling people that you want to just be in this one box."
Right.
But I'm like, it's the honest truth. I just thought about stand-up.
What makes someone know that they want to be? Because I get cats that say, "Oh man, you funny, you could," but it's a whole different world from being here
Right.
and being like 30 minutes. And I can make you laugh
Right.
in 30 minutes, but I
Right.
can't make you
Right.
laugh for 30 minutes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How do you know, like, man, this is that instant gratification that I like?
It's just that thing. It's just that calling people call it. They call it your calling because you can't run from it, and
Right.
it's always there. Even when I had a regular job when I was a civilian It was that thing in the back.
What was the regular job, Tony?
Everything. I did it all. I worked at McDonald's. I used to deliver papers. I had a job.
But you always knew where you were going.
I was the funny guy at McDonald's. I was the guy that was like, "Yo, my man right here. Yo, hook me up." Like,
did you get fired?
I like the way he make a Big Mac. You know,
were you getting fired?
Yeah,
from these things?
everything.
Yeah, because it was almost disposable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, man,
I just need a check to get me the next Friday.
what
so I
about
can
when you tell the
these
homies
jokes.
like, "Man, I'm telling you, man," and they're like, "Man, go on and flip them burgers, man."
No, my friends are still my crew of guys is still back on the block in Brooklyn. They don't understand this whole Hollywood world, so they just like, "Yo, man, you should do a movie with Will Smith."
Like, right.
And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I will." Yo, call him, do a movie, man. What's up with you?
Hey, man, they think it's instant action. That's
Exactly.
my wife, too. Like, baby, you need to do some of these animations. I'm like,
Yeah.
baby, nobody calling for these fucking animation things.
Yo, why you not in that? I'm like,
Right.
it's all white cast.
Like,
I don't
yeah.
know why I'm not in it.
Baby, you should have been the lion in the Lion King. Like, baby, they didn't call me for the Lion King. All right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stop doing this to me. You're hurting my feelings.
I'm like, why wasn't you Hancock? I'm
Right,
like,
right.
I don't think I could have pulled it
Probably
off.
because
man.
they called Will Smith
Yeah,
with the
They wrote it
Hancock
for
situation.
Will. Yeah.
Is it hard being in the business now? Because now it's like social media, people can post up anything now. Everybody's instant stars now, man. For a cat that's been paying dues, and you had to pay dues next to your brother and a lot of other cats.
Yeah.
Now cats coming on with like Welvin the Great, they got 1 million followers.
I would like to think, and this is just me, I would like to think that people will know the difference.
Yes.
But unfortunately, people don't know the difference. I've had people literally say to me, I got more Instagram followers than you. And I'm like, oh, wow, this dude really thinks that's real life.
Right, man.
Like, he really think that means something in the real world.
Yes. Because
You
I'll
know?
see cats, they be like, yeah, man, I got the M. And I'm like, that don't mean nothing.
Right,
You
right,
know what I'm saying?
right.
Like, no, I got
Right.
the M.
But then there's some people that know how to take that
Yeah.
and generate it into,
Yeah, if you can make money out of it,
then
yeah.
those are the smarter guys.
I'm doing protein teas right now, too.
Right. But I'm not in competition with anybody for likes and followers. It's
Right.
Like, I would hope people know the difference.
Are you on social media?
I am, yeah.
Really, though?
Yeah,
Do you feel like you have to be Tony Rock, like, on social media? Like,
My Twitter, my Instagram is more a promotional tool. Like
Right.
If I'm in your city, I'm going to post something at the hot spot. Like, hey, I'm here. I got shows this week. I'm always going to put my show information and everything,
see, I
I'll
be
put
forgetting
flyers up
on my
for shows.
end, man. Like, mentally, I'm like, all right, I need to do this.
Right.
And then I get somewhere and I'm having so much fun that I stop posting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, damn, I should have posted about the concert last night. You know?
And then I do stuff where I'm having so much fun and I'm posting and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be posting this.
Right.
stuff.
Like, maybe I should enjoy this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Maybe I
saying?
should chill.
Man, back in the days, I would have been the one that break in your house. I would have been looking at your thing like, man, he at the comedy club. Man, Lemonade. Have you been affected by this Beyonce Lemonade
I'm
thing?
just
man?
laying low. I'm not going out for the next couple of weeks. I'm not trying to meet no girls. I'm just hanging. I'm laying low till this thing dies down.
Yeah, she
and
got
blows
everybody twisted up right now. Even cats that's not even in relationships, they saying cheating.
over. You know what? But this is the thing. Beyonce is very happily married.
Yes.
She's just making music for all you miserable chicks that need something to relate to.
Yes.
She doesn't have. She can't relate to her own songs now. She's like, my husband's 500 million up. We good. I need to make music for these miserable chicks that are going through this.
I wouldn't call them miserable chicks. That's Ide right there.
I can relate
Tony,
to
call
it.
her by name. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Ide.
Are you
Yeah.
going through it? You going through it?
No, I mean, I've already been through it, but I can relate to what she was talking about.
See,
I'm not miserable.
But you probably can't relate to my husband's 500 million up.
No,
and
I
we're
definitely can't.
We're taking a private jet to,
yeah,
you know.
no, I don't have that kind
So
of
that
money.
she can't
about
write
it.
songs like that. She has to write songs for the masses.
Right.
So she ain't going through nothing. People think Beyonce no, she ain't going through nothing. Beyonce good. She making that music for y'all.
Hey man, for 500 million, would you marry Jay-Z?
Oh,
Hell
God,
yeah, he
you're
thought
taking
about
way
it.
too long to answer that. You know you want
Did
to.
you
I was
see
like,
that
damn,
pause? Tony was like,
500 mil, bro.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Take
That's
that.
a lot of money, dog.
Now, what about
He
Prince,
like
man?
500 million. I married Meek Mill.
Yeah, he like 500
that
million.
out.
I mean, any man in this room. Did you ever meet Prince, bro?
I never met Prince. My brother and Prince were good friends, and it was just unbelievable. You would never think that Prince or Michael Jackson would pass away the way they did.
Yeah, man.
You would never think you would just wake up one day and get a phone call like, "Hey, Michael Jackson's going," or Prince. You know,
And you think those cats are gonna be like here forever,
right?
though.
You would think they would go out in some kind of,
Yeah, man.
you know, the sky would be purple, and you're like, "What's going on?" You see
it kind of
Prince
was
float
with
up
Prince,
into
though.
the sky.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you would think it would be something grandiose. You know?
Hey, man, is it hard being Chris Rock's brother?
No, I have
Okay.
7 brothers and 2 sisters.
Oh,
I've
Lord. So
always-
you got brothers.
I've always been little Chris, little Charles, little Andre my whole life, so it's the same.
Who's your favorite brother?
Brian?
Right? Damn, you said that right. Damn. Now, is
No,
Brian
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
is Brian older or younger, Tony?
Brian's 2 under me, but everybody in my family knows, like, yo, that's Tone's guy.
Oh,
B
that's
is his
sweet.
guy.
Really though. Now
Yeah.
what does Brian do for a living?
Brian is in Atlanta. He's like works for CarMax or something
All
like
right.
that. I got a brother that drives a bus.
I heard
I got
that.
a
love
brother that
this.
works for Scholastic Books. One owns his own
Ooh.
trucking company. One works for CarMax. My sister's an accountant. My other sister's in school in Charlotte.
So
She works
it's
with-
just real family.
yeah, it's just real regular jobs.
Does
you know.
everyone have like a great sense of humor? Like you
Everybody's
guys?
Yeah.
super funny.
Yeah.
Everybody can be a
Damn.
stand-up comic.
So it could have been any one of
Wow.
y'all too. Like
Yeah.
you, Chris,
Yeah.
could have been Brian, could have been anyone.
Yeah.
Damn.
Definitely. Yeah, super funny. Everybody's super funny. They just don't want to do the work of writing and
Right. Right. Like, man,
I
I'm
wonder
just-
what those
when it's
parties
a
are like.
cookout,
Yeah.
of nieces and nephews' birthday, it's like, man.
Is there
I'm stealing
anyone
that.
in the family that's funnier than you and Chris?
Ooh.
I think. See, if you ask Chris, he says me. You
Uh-huh.
ask me, I say Kenny. My brother Kenny is super, like, unbelievably funny. He would come in here right now
Damn.
and have y'all in tears, but he can't write a joke to save his life.
Ah.
He'll just come in and be, off the top.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right, if
what's
he
going on?"
could do that,
in the
he
moment.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he could just go in a small venue with 20 people and just rock out, he would kill. But you put him in front of 100, and
And what kind of job does he do?
he works for Scholastic Books.
I heard that. He's
Yeah.
probably
He
funny
does
as hell
He's-
at work
he's
too.
in an
Huh?
office somewhere,
Like, man, you should
Lucky
get on
coworkers.
stage. Has he ever tried to get on stage?
Never.
Man, because
Wow.
but every comic, you guys gotta have that one bomb. Like you got to bomb to know like this is my
Absolutely.
profession.
No, it's not one. It's 10, 20.
See, I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know,
That'd
I would
kill
have
me.
I would have to have
Yeah.
a whole audience full of people that just
No,
like me
you're
anyway.
gonna bomb.
Yeah.
It's like stand-up comedy is verbal boxing.
Right.
If you go into a boxing match thinking you're not gonna get punched in the
Right,
face,
right,
then
right.
you bugging out.
What did that feel like when you first bombed?
The first time I bombed, I was in Harlem,
Ooh.
Uptown Comedy
Oh,
Club.
I remember that, boy.
Remember Uptown Comedy Club?
Yes,
Okay, I was there.
yes.
It was Harlem Week. Remember Harlem Week?
Nah.
It was like Harlem Week was like a week-long block party in Harlem. So
Damn.
7 days of like all the shops would sell outside, parties,
Man,
food on
we
the street.
did the Uptown Comedy. Like I used to bodyguard the Far Side.
Yeah.
And one night we had to go do the performance there.
Uh-huh.
And even just performing, I was like, oh, Lord
Yeah.
have mercy, man.
So
Tough crowd, huh?
we in Harlem, me and like 8 of my friends, and my boys are walking past the comedy club. Excuse me. And the guy's outside barking. That's when you solicit the audience from the people walking past. And he's like, yo, comedy show starting in 10 minutes if y'all want to. And my boys are like, hey,
So
we'll all
this
pay.
isn't even when it was televised.
No, this is
just when you
this was
walk.
yeah. So my boys are like,
Ooh.
hey, we'll all pay to get in. We'll all pay to get in if you let my man go on. And the guy's like, bet. I'll get 7 guys to pay just to put their friend up. Bet. So I didn't have a written set. I just thought I'll be funny.
Right, right, because
with
you
my
funny with the
friends.
homies.
Yeah.
I'll be
Right.
funny with the strangers. And went on and like, I tried to like look at the room and okay, I'll talk about this guy's hat when I get up and I'll talk about this guy and this girl right here. I'll just put it all together. And a girl had came on and performed before me. She sang. And I went on after her and was like, yeah, give it up for that chick that was singing. She sound like, and I tried to like get the room to laugh at her.
Right.
And they were like, it was like her mother, her sister, boo. They booed me off the stage, out the building, and then I had to get on the train in Harlem and go back to Brooklyn, which is like a 45-minute train
Oh,
ride.
man.
Booed me on the train all the way back to Brooklyn.
No.
Damn.
Yeah.
What about your partners that you came
They
with? They
laughed
couldn't
at my
overdo the
expense.
booze?
No, they laughed at my expense. They were laughing harder than anybody else.
When did you start making like when you knew like okay this is a profession like is it money or when you start to see like a crowd of people that's starting to come and see
A
you?
little bit of both. When you start out in New York, there's no money. When you
Right.
start out doing stand up in New York, there's zero money. You get paid. There was some clubs that would pay you in food. You do 10 minutes and they give you chicken wings,
Damn.
or some spots
Sound
they
like
would
a
give
bet.
you they would give you 2 tokens so you could get back home and
right.
So there's no money. So you got to get that out your head in the beginning that you're going to get rich overnight. It's not going to happen. And then once you start getting into the regular rotation,
Mhm.
that's when that's your first big break.
When did you think you made? You know how there's that one check where you're like, oh boy, what was that amount that you looked at, Tony? Where you're like, man, I'm a professional.
My see your whole career is like a
It's like-
succession
yeah,
of big
yeah,
breaks.
yeah.
There's no big break that's bigger than the other one realistically, but the Apollo, when I got Apollo,
Ooh.
that was like, okay, we on to something. Because
Let's
Jamie
go.
Foxx was executive producer. And he called me, called my house and was like, hey, this is for you. Like, audition. I seen you do stand up. This is your job. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't happen. And when I got All of Us, it was the same thing. Will was there. Will was
Damn.
at the audition, and he's like, "Yo, this is the guy."
Is it harder? Do you think that it's harder for a Tony Rock early on because Chris was like that guy, and then here comes another Rock? Is that?
I see where people would think that, but if you know Tony Rock, I've never lacked for confidence.
Right.
I've always, like I said, I've always been under my brother's, shadows, all of them. So it's like I've always been the guy that's like, yeah, I got this. Like my older brother showed me the ropes, and now I'm gonna take it and run with it.
The one thing that cats always say about you, though, Tony, man, is cats always say how funny you are.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? And that's always good for a person that's a comedian.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like that.
You know what I'm
Tony
saying?
Rock, he's so deep.
Yeah, like, man. But deep. But
that
like,
brother could make a sandwich.
like, man. No, but he's a comedian, too, but he's
Yeah,
deep.
I'm a student. I study. I know everybody. I know all the new guys. I meet the new guys, and I'm like, hey, I know who you are, and they're like blown away that I know who they. Because I do the work. I do the research. I know where it's come from. I know where it's going. I know who's the here and now. I know who's flash in the pan.
Damn.
Yeah, it's I do the work.
When you do your scripts, is it hard for you to kind of memorize stuff, or
No.
are you a blessing on set? You know, they say some people come to the set and they're like, man, he wasn't prepared. Like, I can't.
No, number one, I'm blessed with elephant memory.
That's
like,
dope.
I can read something, boom, got it. And number two, the second blessing is that I'm a stand-up comic, so the writers are like, hey, this is what it says, but if you need to do something with it to make it funnier, do your thing.
How's your relationship with Russell Simmons, man?
Oh, Russell,
That's a good cat to
greatest,
know, though,
man.
Jay.
Russell's I say this, I'll give you a Tony Rock gem. If you spend enough time around any human being, it will become abundantly clear to you why their life is in the position it is. Good or bad. Good or bad. If you spend enough time around somebody, you'll go, oh, I see why he all messed up. Well, I see why I spend so much time with Russell. It's like, oh, this is why he's.
Do you eat meat?
No, he's trying to vegan me, but it's not working.
But do you have to sneak meat? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to come and have like bacon on your breath or anything.
Yeah, he's trying to vegan me, man.
Yeah.
He give me those rice cake. Brother, you gotta try it. Russell, it's not gonna happen, man. Not gonna happen.
You all in the green room like, damn, man, what the hell all these oats and greens and Celsius drinks?
Wheatgrass shots. Yeah. Oh my God, yes.
Hey, man, but that, it's a trip. Russell looked better today
Exactly.
than back in the days.
Yes.
Crazy.
So
whatever, something to be said about the
so
new
whatever
diet.
he eating right, man.
Yeah.
Now what's going down in LA, man? You still hosting on stage?
Yeah, we do the All Def comedy show every Wednesday. It's called All Def Comedy Live. Russell produces it. I host it. It's the hottest comedy show in LA. We're gonna shoot a pilot for that in the coming months. We're also gonna do the 25th anniversary Def Comedy Jam.
Dope.
Yeah, and I'm gonna host that. So that's
when
gonna be
is
crazy.
that?
That's Russell's putting it all together. We should be shooting it soon, like next couple of months.
Are y'all gonna shoot that out here? Or
I believe so. I
take
think
it
we're
back
gonna shoot
to
it out here. And we're trying to get some of the older guys that blew up from Def Comedy Jam
Hell yeah.
to mix with
Cats got to come on back, man. And
Yeah.
plus, we don't have that outlet on television like that
No.
anymore.
Right.
Because they introduced you to some of the cats now that we
Everybody.
are legends in the game.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Chris
man.
Tucker, boom.
Cedric the Entertainer,
boom. Steve
Bernie
Harvey,
Mac,
Bernie
yeah.
Mac, Martin, my brother, Chris Tucker, everybody. Dave
Do you
Chappelle.
feel like comedy now is a little different? Because like when you say those names that just the names that you just ran off, all those cats had like lanes, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There was
Right.
a way that cats studied, and it was a certain
Right.
way. And now, do you feel like now cats kind of cut the line a little bit?
Oh, they definitely cut the line, and I think that all of those names that I just mentioned made a lot of these guys think, "Oh, I can do that."
It's easy.
They didn't really want to be comics. They just saw all of those guys and said, "I'll do this." So it's a lot of guys, especially in LA. It's a lot of guys that do stand up that once they get a TV show or once they get something tangible, they'll never touch a mic again.
Right.
Wow.
And you know what?
They'll
And
just
see,
bow out.
That's the one thing, and I'm hoping
Sure.
that they said that Kevin Hart
Yeah.
was done with stand up, which I can't
Oh,
see
I didn't hear that.
Kevin doing that, man. You
I
know what I'm
didn't hear
saying? Like we get so many cats, Tony, that we enjoy on stage, and then they get a movie,
Yeah.
and then they don't come back to the stage.
Or then they get a movie and they go do a couple of movies, and then once that slows up, they try to come back to
right.
stand up.
Be like, oh, we
And
don't
it's
want
like you can't
the
leave your
same.
girl and come back and think she's gonna just
Exactly.
Be waiting
what
for you.
with open
Baby, I'm
arms.
back.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, now it's like they struggling to get back, into the groove of what they used to do.
Is it harder now for a comic, you think, or you think it's easier?
I think it can be easier. I think it might be harder
Right.
because of the social media guys. I've done shows with you know, we in Miami, it's 5,000 people, and I'm like, who's on the lineup? And it's real comic, social media guy, a guy with 1 million followers, and those guys go up and bomb, and then we got to go clean up the mess.
Wow.
So it's easier for those guys, but it's harder for us to be
That's
recognized.
exactly why I don't do it, because I don't want you to be like, yeah, man, it was me. And then big boy asses up here.
Clean up his
You know what I'm
mess.
saying? I had to go in and clean up after big boy. Like, and that was a mess. You know what I'm saying? Dude funny on radio, but you give him a mic. You know what I'm saying?
There it goes.
Dude start turning into Chris Tucker, everybody in the room. But what about now with everybody kind of taping everything now, man? Because remember back in the days, it was more of your comedy. Once you got to the city, you was cool.
It was a human experience. If you were in the room, you were just one of the few people that was privileged to see it.
And I remember the Comedy Store just seeing like Eddie Murphy come in to work out, Chris coming in, like cats just working out.
Or if you didn't, you would hear about it.
Yes.
There was no pictures, no video.
man, that's
You would
true.
just hear it,
It
and then you
wasn't
would
like
say, I got to
coming
be
next
there
week.
next
Like, I
time.
already heard that.
Right,
Is it
right,
different
right.
now?
It is to develop material and keep it until you're ready to, showcase it. That's very hard now. It's very, very hard.
How do you find your material, Tony?
Oh, the world.
Just
The
look
world.
around.
The world is come on, man. There's so much material out here. Just keep your antennas up. The news, CNN, they're gonna give you something every day. The newspaper's gonna give you something every day. Whatever your relationship status is, there's something to write about. Your friends and their lives.
Like sometimes overload of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's more than enough stuff. You just have to. Some people just are so, in the small box that they can't write about other things. But it's like, look at your life, where you want your life to go, your family, your friends, politics, race relations. Everything is material. Everything is material.
What about the election year? Are you following like what's
election
going
years,
on with?
even more material.
Are you following what's going? Can you believe that Donald Trump is really this
Wow.
close?
Here, Donald Trump is smart in this regard. He has a core group that he is focused on, and he's not focused on anybody else.
Right.
If you're in this country and you're white, you're uneducated, you're poor, and you're angry, you really feel like blacks and Mexicans are your enemies.
Right.
You really feel that way. So if Donald Trump comes and says, hey, we're going to kick the Mexicans out of the country, if you're white, angry, poor, and uneducated, you think, yes!
Right.
Because now I'm going to get a job because they'll kick the Mexicans out. But there's no plan on how to do it.
Nope. No
It's no 10-point plan on how he's going to get it done. But you're
Right, you
uneducated,
subscribe
so
to
you're just
it.
like, yeah, okay. An educated person will go, what's the plan on how we're going to get it done? What's the 10-point, 20-point plan? All he says is, yeah, you just get me in there, you'll see.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll show you.
We're gonna build the best wall.
He's not
like-
focused on African Americans. He's not focused on the middle class. It's a core group of Americans that he is focused on.
Right.
That they're going to get him in that White House. They're going to try their best to get him in that White House because they're going to think that it's going to change
Have
for
you
them.
ever met Donald Trump?
I've never met him. No.
Damn.
I was at the MTV Awards one year. He was there. I wanted to get a picture, but, it's hoopla.
Glad you did it.
Hey man, because even Russell's like, man, that's not the Donald Trump that I
Right,
knew.
because when he was dealt with Russell, he was dealing with a rich African American that was educated, that loves the world, loves people. He had to address Russell differently. But now trying to get in office, I'm going to focus on this group right here. I'll alienate all my friends, but this group right here, they're going to ride. You see that fighting at his press conferences.
Awful.
There should not be Americans fighting Americans at
Right.
any political gathering, ever.
That's crazy.
It's supposed to be all for this. We're supposed to be all for one for all, right?
Progress.
But there should be no fighting at a political.
I don't think he really won it, because it'd be better for him to not get it and talk about how close he become and write the books and do more golf courses. And
right.
he don't really want this situation about running the country for real.
He ain't
Jack.
about this president life.
Hell no. Hell no. You ever met Barack Obama?
I wish.
Oh,
I can't
man.
wait.
Yeah,
I
he's a
cannot
nice
wait.
guy, man.
I cannot wait.
Well, if you haven't already, then Tony.
think
man.
about
Well, tell us what it's like.
Well, I mean, it's amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's amazing.
You got
I
an
mean,
invite, right?
yeah, I
There's a
got an
direct
invite.
invite?
Yeah, direct invite. You know,
That's
I went
awesome.
to,
Wow.
Did you
went
play
to the White
basketball with
House.
him?
No, I didn't play basketball with him.
That's
Nah.
dope.
But it wasn't a basketball time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Come on now, Tony. All blacks don't get together and play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
I'm waiting for my invite, man.
Yeah. Well, you're probably not gonna get it now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
Time is over.
missed the last one. That's when everybody was there.
Yeah.
Sway, everybody was at the last one.
Maybe I'll meet Malia at Harvard or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll do a show at Harvard and meet
Maybe
Malia.
you will. do you do a lot of college campuses as
I
well?
love college campuses.
Really,
I love
though?
it. I love it. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, you could tap into a fan base that's going to follow you for the next couple of years. Like 18, 19-year-old kids. He was great. Show them some
Right.
love, and for the next 10 years, they're going to be getting out of school, making money,
Let me ask you
and
this.
then your movie comes out, and they're like, "Hey, I saw him."
What am I doing wrong then?
You don't do colleges?
No, I don't do nothing else. like Tony Rock, what am I doing? Because I'm telling you, man, like either you got a hella accountant or your mailbox is crazy. Because it seems like you get checks from everywhere.
Hey, man.
What am I doing wrong
I find
that
it-
I should do?
I find you should. You know what you should do? Realistically, what you should do? You should host comedy shows.
Yeah, see? Mm-hmm.
Especially in LA,
That's
you
it.
could get a venue and do a night and put your favorite guys on and promote it on the radio station and boom.
Yeah, there it
Trying to
is.
make start doing this all deaf
Yeah,
digital
man.
comedy now.
Hosted by Big Boy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you got to come see a show sometime, man. I don't know if you probably go to bed at like 6 o'clock.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, and y'all weeknights though, right?
Yeah, we Wednesday at 9:30.
Man, I'm gonna have to come because Fuzz always telling me I need to roll through,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I tried to date a
Damn.
comedian one time.
You did?
And that was one of the things that did not work out was our
Who
schedules
was
were
he trying to
so
be
off.
funny all the time?
Who was the comedian?
No, I'm not going to say it on air. I'll just have to say it off
You know
air.
how when you
Oh.
said
He was not
it's
big- no, no.
you and then another known comedian, then this he was that one.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not. But I know how small the comedy world is, so there's by chance maybe. But
Right.
the hardest part was, like, I couldn't stay up and wait for him to get off of work. Like, it was just
you know
too
what?
hard.
That's why comics date strippers, because we have the same work hours.
They
Ah.
A lot of comics,
understand
a lot of
the
strippers.
schedule.
Look, she's like, I'm tired, babe. I was on stage all night. I'm tired, babe. I was on stage all night.
Good Lord have mercy.
People were yelling crazy things at me. People were yelling crazy things at me.
I know your pain.
Yes.
But do people expect you, Tony Rock, to be funny all the time?
I'm not that guy.
Okay.
I turn it off. I have to turn it off so that I can be observant.
Do people ever ask you what's wrong? Like what's wrong? Like if like they want you to be like
No, they say that like, oh, I thought you was gonna be
funnier.
Once
or
they
thought
meet
you-
me, it's like, hey, how you doing? Good morning, good afternoon. Oh, I thought you was gonna be. And I'm like, oh, you thought I'm in a meeting. Like you thought I was gonna come in and be like,
Right.
bit, 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 a little bit. I'm trying to get business done.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get business done. And then
I
once
get
the
it too. When
business is
people are
done,
like,
now
man,
let's go.
you're a little more quiet than like, you know.
Yeah.
I guess they want me to bust in church like, big boy. Woo! You know what I'm saying? Like, but when people catch you, just kind of like, hey, yeah, I'm all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know?
'Cause you
Like I
probably-
gotta walk around with the bell with Louis all the time.
You probably just in your head a lot. You probably thinking a lot about the show and how to make the show
Hell
better.
yeah.
So when I'm off stage, it's like I got to process how to be better, how to write more stuff. What's the next thing I'm going to talk about? Where am I going with this bit? You know. So when you see me, I'm in deep thought most of the time. That's why I'm not funny.
So you always thinking about work, though.
Always.
You know, some cats
Always.
it seem like they
Always.
just get on and kind of wing it, and you can see it though.
Yeah,
You
no,
know what I'm
no.
saying? Like-
I do some winging, but
Right,
it's a method to my madness.
I heard that.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right. I know what I gotta do now, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta go get my comedy show.
Yep, get it.
Gotta start hanging. Call my wife till I gotta start hanging out with strippers. The
We understand.
things that I gotta do, man. Man, and there will be a pot of gold at the end
Oh,
of this.
yes.
Okay,
Oh, yes.
cool in the
Okay,
game.
okay. Waiting.
All right, I'm gonna call my wife right now.
Tony, can you explain to me what jump off behavior means?
Jump off behavior for the female, or
For the female, yeah, you tweeted something recently.
what did I say?
You said,
Uh-oh.
I think
Uh-oh.
Strahan
shit.
was smashing Kelly Ripa because
Oh,
she's
yes.
exhibiting jump off behavior.
Strahan was smashing
Yeah.
Kelly Ripa because she was exhibiting jump off behavior.
What is jump off
Because
behavior?
he said he's leaving the show, right?
Uh-huh.
She was furious, number one.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I stuck my neck out to get him this job, which is weird because when has a white woman stuck her neck out to get a big, giant black man a job before?
Never happened in my life.
Yeah, so that made me curious. And then she said, I'm not returning to the show until he leaves.
Wow.
That's an
Remember that?
angry jump off.
Right. That's not just
That's
work.
the jump off that you go, hey, sweetheart, this has been fun, but I'm getting married, so we can't do this anymore. And she puts all your business out in the street and smashes your car and tells your mama everything and tells your other jump offs what's going on. That's jump off behavior.
Don't
Jump
come to
off.
work.
Yeah,
You know
I'm
what
not coming to
saying?
work
Carrying
until
those inspirational books.
yes. So I think Strahan was smashing Kelly Ripa.
Oh,
You think so?
I think so.
Comedy? Or
Why
you
was
really
she that
think
mad?
so?
No, why was she that
Because
mad?
this
Point,
ain't
bro.
business
She
no
was
more.
really mad.
This
Why was
ain't,
she that mad?
This ain't co-host anymore. This ain't business.
She wasn't even that mad
This
when
is-
Reed just left.
right. like this is Philly.
I don't blame her.
Like, oh, my big man dingo
Yeah,
warrior's about to
exactly.
leave. me.
Exactly.
I
He's
just
gonna be
can't
on the
imagine it
He
though.
has a
He would
point.
like he would rip her up in half.
Maybe she liked that though.
Whoa.
I'm just saying,
Man, y'all
she's
keep
a
talking. I'm about to
hot
take
boy.
my pants off.
I'm like, what?
That's why she was so mad.
That's why she was up there.
What?
Man, hold on.
Yo,
What's really going on?
I think Strahan was doing his thing.
Damn.
Wow.
I believe it, bro.
Damn.
Right?
Well,
I
now
can see
he's on to
that.
bigger, better things.
You could see it?
I could see that, man.
Damn, he got my head all messed up now.
Damn.
You know, I'm like just jumping in, but I guess so then.
Those soccer
Well,
moms love
effing
some
me
Michael
too.
Strahan.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you
Because
go.
even when he first started on the show, I was like, damn, Mike picked that show up.
At first couple of times, I'm like, oh, he's sitting in until they find the guy.
Yeah.
And then like a week later, it's like, wait, they Strahan's still here? And
It's a
then
great
they,
show.
you know, so I think Kelly was like,
And then
we
all
need
the
Mike.
the moms in Middle America start
Yep.
liking big
Yep.
black men
Yep.
with gaps in their teeth. That's
There
why
you go.
I had to get mine widened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to the
Open it up.
dentist, like, man, file a little bit of this off. We starting to get work. Man, Tony Rock, I appreciate you for coming up in
pleasure,
here, man.
pleasure. Thanks for
Pleasure's
having
all
me.
mine, brother. Pleasure's all
Thank you
mine.
so
and,
much.
I'm going to see you at the Get Down as well,
Yes,
man.
sir. Man
I'm
and Wife
going
on
in there.
Tuesdays, don't forget.
Hello, Bounce TV. Make
Yes.
sure you guys go ahead
Check
and
your
grab
local
that up,
listings,
man.
whatever cable supply you have. Make sure you find it.
You'll find it. Hell, it's in
Yeah.
95 million households.
Yes,
It's in
there we
yours.
go. There we go.
Y'all stick around. Y'all radio's Big Boys
Big
Neighborhood.